Yo, it's your boy, Ku Klux Klan. Stan's IQ, back again with another commercial roast. This time we're doing the Folgers Christmas commercial from the 2000s. You know the one. The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. Vote for the next roast in the community tab because I will try to keep these consistent. Alright, let's get into it. We're jumping off the deep end. Heat up the stew. Shout out to the roast! Woohoo! Let's go. Pause. This is a Christmas commercial that obviously ain't relating to half of lower middle class America. Like, look at the house. They have freaking columns, bro. Like it's the Roman Empire. That's Roman architecture. Like the poor side of America looking at this house, punching air sarcastically, thinking, life must be so hard for them. Huh? Like, if the roof of the house doesn't end where the top of the door ends, you ain't relating to the majority of Americans with this Christmas nonsense. Lower middle class America, stand up.
I must have the wrong house.
Sister?
Stop! See, that was cringe. Like, who the hell does that? Sister, like, imagine announcing yourself like that to people you know every time you see them. Uncle, aunt, cousin, grandpa, like, what kind of weird shit she on that she needed to say sister out loud, referring to herself in the third person, like, the director thought the audience was a bunch of stupid, like, mentally challenged people. Like, I don't know what to say about that. Like, but at the same time, she could have said that for another reason. Hear me out. Think about it. Has anyone ever considered she's calling him sister? Hear me out. Like the guy had a sex change, and those are his pronouns. I mean, I know it's 2009 and the use of pronouns probably wasn't as consistent back then, but think about it. But another reason she could have said that was because she's a nun and she refers to herself as sister because she's a sister in Christ, and because, as the Holy Book would say, we are all his children. For all my religious tykes out there.
Oh, God.
Oh, I missed you so much. They waited up all night for you, you know.
It's a long way from West Africa.
Oh, real coffee.
Rewind! They waited up all night for him, but she the only one awake. Obviously, they ain't wait that long. They don't love you like she love you, my boy, which is weird in its own way. Because as I'm processing that again, I just realized she said they, not we, which is not including her. So, how the hell did she know the exact time and second when her brother would come home? Like, she got this weird sixth sense for him. Like, already not liking the vibes. And side note, what is he doing talking about real coffee when he was coming home from Africa? Correct me if I'm wrong, Google, but ain't Africa where coffee originated? West Africa exports coffee. East Africa is where it came from. Like, that's like coming home from Italy, smelling a box of Pizza Hut, and saying, real Italian food. Like, what? Homie is probably racist, and that was a red flag in my book. My minority brothers, we're not gonna let that slide with this one. Like, I'm contacting Al Sharpton and letting him know we will not stand for this, since figuratively he is the president of black people or whatever.
Oh, God.
Real coffee.
He's here.
Pause! See, they just waking up right now, waiting up all night my ass. Like, your parents don't love you, my boy. I'm sorry, you're adopted, bro. But damn! How did mom smell that all the way from upstairs? Like, shorty got the nose of a coon hound. And If you don't get a collar and leash on your ass right now and change your career to search and rescue dog, lady, you do great!
Oh, God.
I brought you something from far away.
Really? Oh.
Pause! Do you see the way this psychopath is holding a scalding hot cup of coffee with one hand? Not even on the handle? I don't drink coffee, but to all the coffee drinkers out there, would you be able to do that? Well, Jeffrey Dahmer over here has no problem with it. None at all. Serial killer red flag indication right there, for real, for real. And look what is conveniently right next to him. I bet no one saw this the first time watching this. The knives! He could have easily stabbed his sister and ate her organs without thinking twice about it. Side note, y'all heard how unimpressed she was by that tiny ass gift box? Let's hear it again.
Oh.
Oh. Ungrateful sister for real.
Oh,
Crazy.
God.
What are you doing?
You're my present this year.
Pause! Rewind! Did you hear the discomfort in his voice when she put that bow on him? Like, what weird things are you into, little sister? My first time seeing this at like 15, I didn't think twice about anything said before this point. Until she decided to stick the bow on him and say, "You're my present this year." And they had a close-up of their faces and exchanged those lingering looks. And this is where the conspiracy that has haunted many of us for years lies, ladies and gentlemen. We have to talk about the elephant in the room of what led us to this awkward point. Because you might as well just slap a Brazzers or Pornhub logo on this screenshot. Because it isn't Christmas without two lusty siblings wanting each other because of coffee. Weird. It's like they had access to my Pornhub suggested video screen. Did I just say that out loud? Whoops.
Oh, God.
But I'm pretty sure Folgers in your cup is a metaphor for coffee isn't the only thing getting steamy on that kitchen counter. But this commercial would be quite wholesome if you ignored the implied incest. But you can't once you see it. Not at all. So my theory is based on these long gazes. I bet in the first take of this scene, she accidentally took that bow and stuck it on his crotch. The team of executives that are paid to review these commercials all watched and collectively agreed, yeah, there's nothing wrong with this. We got this. We taking this Christmas. Like, the director saw the actors having super intrusive thoughts of each other, and he just went with the flow. They didn't think him weirdly biting his lip and those close-ups of each other, of them gazing into each other's eyes, wasn't a little too long. Didn't question that they were standing a little too close together. The mood they set tilts over into they're totally gonna have sex territory. Like, it's like the brother went away on purpose just to avoid the sexual tension his sister had been trying to build up upon returning for the holidays every year. Because he regrets when they took it too far that one time. And then he realized she didn't grow out of that phase. As he looked into her eyes at that moment, he knew in that instance that she was no longer his sister, but the once repressed, insatiable lover. We can deduce this by the fact that she was the only one awake when he showed up. Like we said earlier, she had that weird sixth sense. Like she was horny for him, for her brother, and came to see him when everyone else was asleep so she could take her chance to have some sloppy, passionate, incestual sex. Remember when she said sister when he opened the door? And he had the wrong house, he says. Sister was to remind herself and her brother to keep their urges in check, because she's also his half-sister and also his cousin, because their dad had that weird thing with Aunt Agatha. She had a moment of hesitation of being the first one to open the door, acting way too excited to see him. Then she realized she had to calm her horny ass down. But at the same time, she said that she was still holding on to major sexual tension, by the way. Oh, when she received the gift from him, remember, she had such a huge sigh of disappointment. She didn't want that box. She really wanted to be railed right there on the counter by her older brother. Alas, maybe next year, sister. Like, what other signs do we need? She has her hands in between her legs right before he gives her the gift, damn it. She was tickling her clit, thinking about she's about to finally receive his dick for Christmas. It's my dick in a box. This makes me think the state he came back to is none other than Alabama. Sweet home Alabama. Mama, I'm coming home to you, because I live outside in a trailer. What the hell I'm gonna do? But let me paint you a scene in the form of a short story as if I'm Mark Twain, like back in the 1800s.
Oh, God.
The camera lingers on the steaming cup of coffee, the silence punctuated by the soft clinking of their spoons against the porcelain. The warmth of the room, the intimacy of the shared moment stands in stark contrast to the unsettling undercurrent of the situation. Emily, the younger sister, sits across from her brother, Matthew, her eyes fixed on him with an intensity that borders on adoration. As he stirs his coffee, his own gaze avoids hers, a flicker of discomfort playing across his features. "You're my present this year," Emily whispers, taking the bow from the gift he had given her and placing it on his chest. Matthew's hand froze in the moment, the spoon now suspended in midair, as a wave of unease washes over him. He forces a smile to try to deflect the weight of her words. That's quite a present, Em," he states. She replies, "It's the only one I truly wanted, brother. I missed you more than words can say," her voice now in a low murmur. Matthew looks away, unable to meet her gaze. The innocence of their childhood seems to be a distant memory, replaced by an unsettling awareness, tangled in a web of emotions that he struggles to untangle. He remembers their games as children, the innocent hugs, the shared secrets. But now, with the passage of time, of those innocent touches, they have morphed into something different, something charged with an unspoken yearning. As he clears his throat, the silence thickens around them. He states, Mom and Dad will be up soon. We should get to bed." His voice tight with tension. Emily's smile falters slightly, the disappointment clouding her eyes as she pleads, "One more minute," reaching across the table to touch his hand. The warmth of her touch sends a jolt through him, a mixture of desire and repulsion battling within him as he fights his internal demons of lust and disgust. He wants to pull away to escape the suffocating intensity of the situation, but some perverted part of him yearns for her touch, for her comfort that she offers. He closes his eyes, trying to drown it out. The disharmony of the conflicting emotions in his head and his penis. In the silence, he hears her voice, soft and seductive, whispering promises of forbidden love, of a secret world only they could share. The scene fades to black, leaving the viewer with a sense of unease and uncertainty. The question hangs heavy in the air. Will they succumb to the dark desires that simmer beneath the surface? Or will they find the strength to break free from their web of this twisted relationship? Find out more on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, God.
Well, wasn't that an intoxicating and riveting tale of bliss and romance, incest and uncomfortability? A tale only told best by Cersei and Jaime Lannister. This is a Lannister Christmas, brought to you by Folgers. So Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from the Lannisters. A Lannister always repays his debts.
Oh, God.
What are you doing?
You're my present this year.
The best part of waking up.
It makes sense why Mom jumped out of bed so fast in that previous scene, thinking back on it now. She was so afraid of the two of them being left down there alone after she saw them with their tongues down each other's throats last Christmas in the living room. Ah! That's why she rushed down there and interrupted them. She's smiling when she walked in because she was so relieved to see that they weren't kissing this time. As Dad lingers in the background, completely unaware that his kids have been horny for each other since birth.
Oh, God.
Pay attention to how the sister leans in when the son and the mom hug, as if she was about to lunge and attack the mother, like she was jealous of the mom and the son's affection in that moment. Like she literally was about to attack her mom for her brother's love. But she controlled herself. She realized Dad doesn't know. Gotta maintain composure. This Folgers Coffee's commercial, after looking up the title, it's called Coming Home. Obviously, their goal was to develop a heartwarming family homecoming story and did not anticipate the public would see it any other way. But we all see this commercial implies things probably take a dirty, incestual turn as soon as the camera stopped rolling. Little known fact, this commercial was influenced by George R.R. Martin's plotting of Game of Thrones. I'm joking, not really, but meaning they would do anything to keep their incest a secret. Like if they had a little brother and he saw them, attempt to kill him by pushing him out a tower, if you get what I mean. Like they literally could have just had Jaime and Cersei Lannister play these roles if this is what they wanted to accomplish as the end product. Siblings in love.
Oh, God.
The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
Because of all this incest in the air, if I was on the marketing team for this commercial, I would have suggested that they change the jingle from "The best part of waking up is with Folgers in your cup" to one of these three choices. The best part of waking up is two siblings and one cup. Option 2. The best part of waking up is with two siblings busting a nut. And option 3. The best part of waking up is with your brother in your guts.
Oh, God.
Let me know in the comments which jingle you thought was the best choice for this horrific, appalling, and nauseating commercial that achieved its goal about informing the people about the immoral practices going on at Folgers and the particular incestual audience that they were targeting for the sale of caffeine. But I think at the end of it all, we can all agree that it was a better love story than Twilight. Right? Signing off. Stay thirsty, my friend.